go on, fam.
One thing I really like about Ten Hag is the fact that he's not afraid to make changes when he sees something that he doesn't like or something that doesn't work. Unfortunately, and I have to say it, bro, the first half, Malacia and Sancho were very disappointing, bro. And I was screaming at my TV saying these two need to get off. They need to get off, preferably at half time. And what did Ten Hag do? Boom. Shaw, Rashford on, Malacia, Sancho off. It just is what it is. Now that we've got competition for places, there's no more complacency. You do something wrong, you're off, mate. That's just how it is. And I like the fact that Ten Hag can spot that and instantly change something. And those changes have an impact. Do you know what I mean? We saw Rashford came on, he had an impact. Martial, instant impact with a goal. So I want to see that carry on, bro. Like, there's no room for people making errors and not being punished for it. Nah, man, you make an error, you're off. That's how it has to be.
And you're seeing that the manager's being proactive also, which I like, to add on to what you've just said there. Like,
and he regularly makes substitutions at halftime, regularly, bro.
And
you know what I mean? A lot of managers want to give man 15 minutes in the second half. And he regularly makes substitutions at halftime, which is one thing that's impressed me about him, because a lot of managers don't.
And this is coming from, because I'm talking about what's it called, Malacia. This is one of his signings, you know. And he's like, nah, mate, you're coming off because you've been dead, bro. Yeah. You've been dead. So it just proves, even though he's got his signings, the number one rule is still discipline and still following instructions. And if you don't do that, you're off. That's
still performance as well. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. And there's still performance. Bruno plays because
but I'm not sure about Bruno, you know. Bruno needs to, I think Ten Hag is giving him he's given him enough chances now. He needs to look at himself and think, okay, what can I do to improve here? Because you can't carry on with those performances, and just because you're captain expect to play. No, like I'm sure that Ten Hag, if he decides to bench Bruno, he'll find a system, bro. He'll find it.
Absolutely, because this conversation was the one that we was having about Maguire, and people were like, Maguire's the captain, he's not going to get dropped. Now Maguire's holding bench.
Yeah.
Like, so the same will happen with Bruno. If Bruno's performances continue to be disappointing, because bear in mind, they haven't been that. He wasn't good against City. He wasn't the best today. But before that, we'd won 4 in a row. So on merit, he deserved his place in the side. But let's say he plays poor against Everton, plays poor the following weekend against Newcastle. Ten Hag will drop him. Nobody's undroppable. We've seen him drop Maguire, who's the club captain. We've seen him drop Cristiano Ronaldo. You just mentioned it there. He's took off Malacia. We've seen him take off Martinez before, 2 of his signings. So he will. We've seen Casemiro not get on the pitch because players are playing well, and because McTominay was playing well. So he will drop players. We've seen Sancho get taken off. Nobody's safe, and that's what we want.
And ultimately, that's going to bring the best out of the players. If Bruno's on the bench on Sunday against Everton, he's going to be fuming, and he's got every right to be. Do you know what I mean? But then, if he comes on the pitch as a sub and he scores, bro, it's competition for places. This is what we want. We want players to be angry because they're benched, but then when you do come on and you perform, it's for the betterment of the team. Do you know what I mean? So I like that. I like it.
And it's no says it here. Players knowing the coach is fair and his judgment goes a long way. Facts. And this is why whenever it was like, oh, Casemiro should have started against City, everything looks beautiful in hindsight. That team deserved their places of performance. If you, as a player, anyone who's played football at any level, if you're playing well and the manager drops you, you will be pissed off. Facts. If you are playing well, even whether that's in before a game and then it's the next game and they don't start you, or you're playing well on the pitch. Let you be playing 8, 9 out of 10 for 60 minutes and the manager haul you off. Be like, why are you taking me off when I'm playing well? Like that's detrimental to the player. That's detrimental to the team, because then you don't trust it. So I'm playing well and can't. So what's the incentive to me playing well then? There's no incentive. There's no reward for me playing well. If I play well, I still get dragged off. That's why that team deserved to play. That's why McTominay deserves to play. Now they played poor against City. Places are now up for grabs. Today, places are up for grabs. Against Everton, it's going to be interesting to see the team he picks. But it's all about performance at the highest level to produce the best results. And this is why I like Ten Hag. Again, ruling with an iron fist, but being fair.
Can we just, I don't know if you guys touched on it, but can we talk about Martinez's passing and the way his pass break the lines? Like I think the Martial goal, that one pass he played straight to Rashford, and then Rashford with the back heel. And bro, those passes, I've been dreaming of those passes for so long from one of our centre backs, bro. And I think there's one team I've always talked about that do that very, very well, or that used to do it. It was Bayern Munich under Flick. They used to play those passes straight through defenses and midfielders. One pass, and then that just opens up the whole pitch, and then you just got the freedom to do whatever you want. We need to have more of those. And bro, Martinez, I don't know what his injury record was at Ajax, but I think he was hardly injured. If this guy can stay fit for the whole season, bro, I'm with you, KP Cap. I'm with you, bro. He's my favorite player. He's my favorite player right now. Martinez, his passing is outstanding, bro. And he makes up for not being the tallest. And people always talk about height and all that. Like everyone's supposed to be 6'7" and all that shit. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. You don't need to be tall to be good. It doesn't make sense. Because I've seen tall defenders look like idiots. Like look at what's his name at Newcastle? The tall guy that came from Brighton. Who?
I can't remember his name. I was gonna say.
I don't know. The Newcastle centre back, isn't that Lascelles or something? I don't know.
The tall brother that came from Brighton.
Nah, because I was gonna say Lewis Dunk, but he's still at Brighton.
Nah, it's someone else. He's a left back.
Someone
as well.
said what?
You talking about Dan Burn?
Dan Burn. Yeah, bro.
What is he at Newcastle now?
Yeah, he's at Newcastle. He's a Newcastle boy.
Wait, is he not a left back?
He is. But this is what I'm saying. Like people always talk about height. He was struggling in the Premier League. Well, Dan Burn's struggling in the Premier League. Because everybody's like just running past him because he's tall.
Yeah, and he's 6'6". People talking about height like it's a fucking Tinder profile and that. Like we don't care. You know what I'm saying? And that's like, bro, facts, facts, yo. Like it's plenty of fish or some shit like that. Like when we did, like, yo, Martinez has performed to a high level. Like, what are you talking about? And I said this the entire time. Yeah, go on. Harry.
This is the only league where people are so obsessed with height, bro. Like Eden Hazard didn't come to the Premier League and dunk on everyone. Like David Silva didn't come to the league and dance around your best defenders. Like, I mean,
he's 5 and he's 5'5". You know what I'm saying? Because you know what that is though. That's the stereotypical English way in it. You gotta be tall, physical.
So my ears
get across the ground.
My ears hurt when people say that Messi would come to the league and to this league and struggle. I'm like, are you crazy?
People think prime. They were talking about prime
Messi as well, bro. That's
Messi, you know.
That's who they were talking about.
Prime
like this
Messi.
guy didn't dunk on two of our best defenders probably in the history of our club, Ferdinand and Vidic. He made everybody dance in the Premier League, bro. But anyway.
Like you said, man, look at the likes of David Silva. You know what I'm saying? Look at Pep's team. That was the whole conversation. People want to revise history now and say, "Oh, Pep couldn't do that over here."
Like, he's not the same size as he's the same size as Cannavaro and them, man, bro. Like them man are just like it just don't make sense to me.
Because Cannavaro would have struggled according to these people. That's why.
Yeah, he would have struggled.
Ironically, today I had a conversation with my boys here at home, and we were talking about the whole height thing and the speed and stuff like that, and we were talking about Ronaldo as well. And I talked about players having brains and players having skill will always outlast players who prefer or who put forward their physical attributes like the speed, the strength. They will always outlast people. And I said, bro, if you called David Beckham right now and you said, listen, can you come to Old Trafford and score free kick and flip-flops? He'll put that shit in top bins, bro.
You still do it. Barefoot, fuck the flip-flops.
Barefoot, bro. If you called Michael Jordan at 3 a.m. in the morning and told him, yo, you can only go back to sleep if you scored 23 pointers in a row, he'll do that shit with his eyes closed. You know why? Because it's muscle memory and it's the skill that has been there from the start, and the skill has been there even when the player retired. Do you know what I mean? So all this, he's pace, that shit will go, and the player will become less than what he was during his career when that attribute was at the height of his career. Do you know what I mean? So this whole height and strength, and that's what it is. Physicality, and that's why an example of that is someone like Luka Modric. Look at him. Luka Modric still out here winning Champions Leagues. This guy's still out here dominating in European games.
Man, like Gandalf, blood, he's 37, bro.
He's 37, and look, you know what I'm saying? This guy still be strolling around. But guess what? If he was I guarantee you this, if he was English, he'd get criticized, because all the things you're talking about, Aaron, are spot on. And this is why the English national team struggles, because they don't have a controller. Like when people are putting in, they don't have a controller. They do not have a controller, and that's the issue that they have. Don't get me wrong, KD, I'm with you. Like, I'm a big fan of Mbappe because pace and power I love from attacking players, just optics. You know what I'm saying?
But the thing is, even with someone like Mbappe,
I know
even with someone like Mbappe, at one point in his career, the pace will go. Yes. The pace will go, and then you will really see what Mbappe is made of. Because technically, let's be honest, he's not really up there. Because all he really does, or all he relies on right now, is his pace. He just pushes it, and runs behind it, runs after the ball. And because he's so quick than everyone else, it's hard to catch him. Well, he's what, like 22, 23? Watch when he's like 28, 29.
So that's when he has to see if it's foot, because we've seen other players who are quick and don't know how to use it. So that's why how many players we see who are absolutely electric but don't know how to use Adama Traore, for instance. Electric, physicality. You know what I'm saying? Everything you like.
If Adama Traore had technique and a brain, with his physicality, he would be absolutely unstoppable.
Yeah.
Unstoppable, bro.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing you can do because he would beat you with his speed of 4, and then when you caught him, he'll just knock you out of the way. You can't play.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do with players like that, bro. And that's why Adriano was such a beast as a striker, because he was like, he's mad intelligent, mad technical. And then if you did catch him somehow, he's barging you over anyway. Like, there's nothing you could do.